Wow, woo, nice. Oh yeah, that's getting up good. There we go. What's going on, y'all? JT here with some of my first run thoughts of the all new Arma Infraction mega version. This actually comes brushed, but I did convert it to brushless, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But you can get this for $319.99, ready to run with a brush system in it. Stock out the box, I got about 23 miles per hour, 23, 24, I think it was 23. And probably with a good 2S LiPo, you'll probably get about 25 miles per hour with it. And if you want to see some of the 30 miles per hour speeds, you'll have to gear up a couple teeth on the pinion gear. The pinion gear is a 15-tooth pinion gear, so probably with about I'd say about a 17 or 18, maybe a 19, you'll be able to get that 30 plus miles per hour with that straight out the box, without doing any modifications or anything with it. But so far, this truck has been good. I've converted to brushless, and I haven't had any problems or issues. There was one little small minor thing, and I'll point it out in just a minute. But this is just a miniature Infraction. It really is. I mean, you can still go back and you can trim the wing down some if you having too much downforce for it, for speed runs and stuff. But I think this will be fine. I think this can be a easily 100-mile-per-hour truck with a couple modifications to it. Now, I did mention I did go brushless. This is a 130 amp speed control, I believe, that can run 3 and 4S, and I went ahead and put the 3200 kV motor in here that goes in their off-road vehicles, because some people want to see it and I want to see how to perform. And I believe what with the 18 tooth I got about on 3S, I got close to 40, I think it was a little bit over 40, and then on 4S I got 54 miles per hour, and that's with the 18 tooth pinion gear in here. And of course you can gear up and stuff, and this has a 55 tooth spur gear, where the Vendetta has a 52 502 spur gear. And there's differences in kV motors too. The Vendetta comes with a 3900, so this is capable of doing those 70 mile per hour with just some adjustments to the gear ratio for it. And then also you guys see something that doesn't come on this model, I went ahead and bought, is going to be that center drive shaft. I did get an extra one, but you guys see there, that's the part number for it. You will need this if you go brushless. I do recommend that if you go brushless to go ahead and do that upgrade, because you guys see there, as it was running, this kind of vibrated. I heard a noise. I wasn't sure if it was kind of the tires ballooning or anybody, but it was actually this kind of moving back and forth and rubbing on there. So it did kind of rub a groove in there. It'll be fine for now, but I'm gonna have to replace that at some point in time. I want to start doing some 100 mile per hour pass to try to get this up to 100 miles per hour, because that's probably eventually gonna snap. But I haven't had any other issues with it. The slipper clutch is a new design, and I'm glad Arma did this, because it is, from what I've seen thus far, more durable and easier to work on than the previous slipper clutch. I haven't had any issues with having to retighten it or anything. With the 3S models, I did have to do that with my Granite, I believe, and I think my Big Rock as well. I had to go back in and I had to retighten. I think for my Vortex, I actually had to rebuild it, because I was kind of taking that past its limits running it with the plastic spur gear, and I did have to rebuild it. But I don't see that being an issue with this one, so I'm glad that Arma did go in and they did redesign that. And another thing is, they're pretty cheap as well. The spur gears are going to run you about $3 to $5, depends on which one you get. And then tires and wheels are only going to run you about under $25. So I do recommend, if you get this, whether it's the brush model or the Vendetta, go ahead and order at least another spur gear or two and just another set of tires and wheels. I have a set of the Vendetta ones coming, because I want to see how those hold up and how they perform on this vehicle, and just the tread wear for it. And then I'll do some modifications and stuff, because I do have the Vendetta spur gear coming. I'm just going to pop on there just to see how much this performs better with that smaller 2 spur gear. But other than that, guys, I haven't had any issues of this. I've run this, like I said, a lot. I've let a couple of friends drive it, and they've enjoyed it. They more or less drove it kind of when it was brushless. But regardless whether it's brushed or brushed, I think Arma did a good job in releasing this. And I think that they'll probably do a lot more in the future. It'd be nice to see an actual felony body on one of these platforms, and even a limitless. That'd be pretty cool. And then if they did a short wheelbase chassis, it would be nice if they did a rally type. If they did a rally type car and they raised it up just a little bit, they would probably sell out immediately, especially if they made it brushless. I think that would be awesome if they did that. But they've done a lot with this platform so far. I think this is about the 8th or 9th car they've built on this platform. We got of course, the 3 and 4S, Creighton and Outcast, which I don't know when that's going to be released, but probably if they release that, hopefully they'll put a center diff in those. But you got those two, and then of course you got the Big Rock, you got the Granite, you got the Typhon, and I actually created a Talon 4S a while back, and I'll try to find a video and put a link in the description. But you guys see, I did create a Talon. I just took the Creighton platform and changed out the tires and wheels and put I think it was a Proline Bulldog body on there. But they've done a lot with this platform, and I think that we'll start seeing a lot more in the future with this, with the success of this Infraction and also the Felony. I think that Arma has a winner with this. And if you want to convert this to a Felony, it's just the changing in the gears, of course, buying that center drive shaft support, and then you also have to change out the front bumper. I did have a video where I went to the local hobby town and we kind of tried to put the Infraction body on the Vendetta and vice versa. And you have to make some adjustments to make that work. Of course, these side rails are going to have to come off for that Vendetta body to fit 100. But I think you can get a Delta plastic body and put that on it, which I'll plan on doing at some point. I'll look at a couple that they do make for short course trucks and see how they fit and make sure it's not too wide. But we did put the Team Associated DR10, I believe it was, body on here, and it actually fit on here pretty good. So there are going to be other body options, but I kind of like, of course, this Infraction body for it. So that's going to be some of my thoughts of this, guys. I am going to clean them up. I'm going to put those two new tires and wheels on there, front and rear. I'm going to change out some gear ratios. I'm going to put a different motor in because this motor basically froze up when we were constantly running on 4S, and this is not a 4S rated motor. And I put a 3S in it and ran it, I don't know, for about another 5 or 6 minutes, and it just locked up. It was just too much for it to run on 4S. It was too hot, and I wasn't thinking about it when we were running. But I am going to change this out to probably a 4,000 kV motor from HPI or something. They got a pretty good 4,000 kV motor, and put that in here and just run it on 2 and 3S. It'll be plenty fast with that particular setup in it, and it can run 4S probably down the street and back, but I don't want to put a lot of voltage through that motor when I put that in there. But guys, that's going to be my thoughts on this. I do recommend, if you get one of these, just buy some extra parts for it, tires and wheels, because there could be a shortage. I don't know, but it's just better to have some, and then buy a couple of spur gears just in case you convert this to brushless and you don't do your gear mesh right and you end up stripping the spur gear. You'll have a couple on hand. Everything else has been fine. I mean, it's still got sway bars on it front and rear, and the truck has handled really well. I mean, ran this against a couple other competitors out there, and I still think that this is a good buy, especially when you convert it to brushless. It may be smaller than the HPI Maverick Quantum R, and of course that's brushless, and that's $399. This is $319, but I think you'll have better part support with this particular platform. I did do a race with them, and they were probably almost about even with them, but I'm going to get them back out there and try to do some laps and do some time lapse with it so you guys can see it. But I do need to kind of clean this up, because as you see, it was kind of an unfair advantage for this one because the tires were pretty much worn down, but it still held its own out there. I think it was a little bit faster, especially on acceleration, than the Quantum R, but I still have to run the Quantum R. I still have to put more packs through it just to see how that holds up. But thus far, guys, this has been good. So put your comments down below. I plan on doing some modifications to this. I plan on getting that tower-to-tower brace for this for a little bit stronger stability, changing out the gear ratio a little bit, cleaning this up, tires and wheels, and then we'll get this back out, and then I'll add some lights to it. So if you guys want to see a lights video or something, put that down below and I'll let you know what kind of light stuff I'm gonna put on, and we'll get that going. So anyway, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.